Welcome to Book of War Season 3. Glad you could join us. My name is Dan Collins,
I'm Dan Cullinan.
and we are your competitors for Season 3 Book of War. So, Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, delighted. And of course, you see Yowley here, who normally acts as judge, sitting on the checking out the table space currently. I think it comes up to his assessment, I think.
He looks unimpressed to me, but I don't know.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So we are going to play some rounds of Book of War, and if you don't know what that is, Book of War is a lightweight, easy-to-learn, fast-paced war game that's compatible with classic D&D, like original D&D or advanced or basic or things like that. And I've been refining it for many years and done billions of computer simulations on it to be balanced and accurately reflect classic D&D action. You can find Book of War at oedgames.com. But maybe you already knew that because you've watched before. In season 1 and 2, my partner Isabel was my primary competitor, but she's very busy with acting work, so I could not get her for season 3. So Dan, I think our plan is to play every other week, like
Yes.
2 and 4 of every month, hopefully.
That's
this
right.
fall.
That's
Okay.
right. Yep.
Okay. So hopefully every other week we'll be here, which is great. And of course, I have played Book of War as long as it's existed. And how many times have you played, Dan?
0.
So we're gonna be generous with Dan here, and I'm sure that he has questions, and maybe I will have questions. And I love playing with a new player, frankly. That's true for both D&D or really anything, because usually I find a new player has observations that I would not think of anymore, frankly. So usually, really good stuff comes out of that.
Yeah.
So feel free to ask, and I would say viewers, feel free to give Dan, suggestions maybe. And I usually get the rules wrong at some point. So feel free to watch and see if you think that we're doing something wrong, and see if we can fix it, because that's happened at least once or twice before. So that's the game plan here. Yeah. So Dan, tell us what you picked for, and we picked armies before the stream and didn't tell each other about it.
That's
so
right.
what did you pick for tonight?
So tonight I have medium foot soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's equal number. Equal numbers of everything here. So medium foot soldiers, 10 figures, archers, 10 figures, pikemen, 10 figures, and this is actually light horse, 10 figures.
Right. And the miniatures look like heavy horse, but they're going to be light horse. So you picked a classic historical medieval army,
That's right.
which I think is good for a beginner, frankly. Like I said before we started, I find frequently new players pick the most esoteric, hard to run stuff, usually. So I think you were being very tasteful.
Thank you.
On the other hand, what I picked here was kind of a humanoid nomad army, sort of. So I took 8 horse archers, I took 3 ogres, and I took 30 medium orc foot. So a giant mob of medium orc foot. Now, part of the reason why I did that, I think, as you know, is I'm always kind of refining and tuning the rules. I'm hoping for a 2nd edition release at some point in the future. I've said that for quite a while.
Fingers crossed.
I just had someone ask about that on Twitter, actually. I'm like, yes, I would love to get that out at some point. So what I tuned just this week was specifically horse archers and ogres. So I kind of want to test how that works. If Seeker, if our viewer Seeker is watching, he'll be pleased to know that previously I had horse archers at just 1 health.
Mm-hmm.
And he was aggravated that technically that breaks the rules for converting from D&D to this game.
Right.
So I did change them back to 2 health,
Right.
2 health each, and 2 attacks in melee.
Okay.
Which follows all the other conversions.
Right.
And so I think Seeker will be relieved about that. And I kind of didn't want to do that. It's funny because historically in Europe, horse archers were really cheap. They were like a quarter the cost of heavy cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed the other day in Gary Gygax's chainmail rules, horse archers were actually more expensive than heavy cavalry.
Oh, really?
So that kind of made me, and of course I had to increase the cost of these guys a lot, which is why I can't afford many of them. So it kind of relieved me. I guess that's traditional D&D, and I guess that might be the difference between like expert Mongol warriors versus some European Slavs They just like barely ride their ponies and they have to get off or something like that. Maybe that's what they meant by horse archers.
Yeah, and maybe the bows were different. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys are experts and they're tough and they're expensive, and that's what I have on the table for my horse archers. Now your guys are pretty good. So at some point we're gonna have a weather roll,
Yes.
and your guys are pretty good mostly in any weather. If it comes up rain, which is just a 6 on this D6 is what it's gonna be, then your archers at -1 to hit.
Ah, yes.
My guys are way more weather dependent because if it comes up sunny, then my orcs have a penalty to hit in morale. But if it comes up rainy, my horse archers can't shoot at all.
I saw that.
Yeah, and that's a new rule.
Fingers crossed.
So my understanding with that is the composite bows these guys would have to construct their stuff out of was made out of natural glue that would basically just dissolve in the rain.
Yeah.
Which is different from Northern European self bows. So that's what I'm currently trying. Is that crazy? I don't know. But if it comes up rain, I'm going to be super unhappy, and if it comes up sunny, I'm going to be super unhappy. I'm really hoping for cloudy weather.
Okay.
And that's my high risk situation. All right. Any other questions before we get started?
Nope.
Okay. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but we'll see. So we start by rolling for initiative. So grab one of those big dice.
Yep.
And just whoever goes higher gets to choose whether they want to go first. Okay. So I rolled a 5, so I'm going to force you to go first.
Okay.
So we start with terrain actually. So we're going to go back and forth 3 times on this chart here.
Okay.
And you're going to do it first.
All right.
4. So low stuff tends to be dry, and you get a hill.
Okay.
So you can put that up anywhere on the table, except for 6 inches for me to set up my army.
So okay. I think I'll put a hill here. Yeah.
Great. And then me. So I rolled a 6, which is actually nothing. So if I roll a 6 or a 7, it's just like clear, which I don't add anything to the table at all.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, that's it. 8. So now you get woods. There's some trees here. So obviously woods are kind of hard to move through for everything.
Yeah.
If we had elves on the table, they could automatically secretly set up in there.
Right.
Put that anywhere you like.
So is my understanding correct that a hill has line of sight over woods?
Damn it. Damn it.
Or does it depend?
Of course that's going to happen. I feel like that was assessed at some point in the past, and now I can't remember what it was. Hills. No.
Okay.
I think the answer is no. They don't.
All right.
I could be. I don't know if anybody remembers when we had that conversation before.
All right.
I think these might be as high as like 40, 50 feet, and these are like 20 feet.
All right. I'll put the woods here.
Great. And no archery through woods whatsoever.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'd like, if that changes where you
No,
place
that's
it.
okay. Yeah.
Here's my second roll out of 3. 5 is another hill. Yeah. Let's see what you did there. That's fine.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. And is a marsh. So a marsh is 1/3 movement.
Okay.
And remember that all move penalties are doubled for horses. So if horses go in there, it's 1/6 movement.
Okay.
I had one person ever take horses into a marsh.
Okay.
For once. And my last roll. Okay, 7, which is nothing. So that's our terrain. All right. Let me tape down that marsh there. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do is roll for weather. And after that, we'll place our armies. This down. So I usually have the guest roll for weather. So you're going to roll that. If it comes up 1 or 2, it's sunny, which is awful for my orcs.
Right.
If it comes up 6, it's rainy, which is awful for my horse archers. And if it's 3, 4, 5, I'll be very happy.
All right. Ah,
4. Thank you. Thank you,
you're
Dan.
welcome.
You're very, very generous. So it's cloudy weather, and that means there's no weather modifiers in play. So my gamble kind of paid off there. And now you're going to set up your entire army.
Okay.
And you're supposed to set up 6 inches from the edge of the board there.
Right.
We can. And then right after Dan does that, I'm going to do the same thing.
All right. So that is to say that no more than 6 inches?
Correct.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now, obviously, this is a disadvantage to Dan, which is why I forced him to do it first with my initiative roll.
Right. Okay. Well, let's just.
Is the sound okay out in Twitch YouTube land, you guys? Hopefully you can hear us talking well enough.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, one more inches there, right?
Good enough.
It's close enough.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Okay. So one very long line. Yeah, interesting. And I played enough. So Dan knows well enough that those archers are going to go for that hill, and that marsh defends them. That is a really bad situation for me, actually. I really wish that marsh wasn't there.
Yeah, well.
That was a really cruddy roll for me. Fascinating. Okay. Jeez, that really. That's really tough for me, actually. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. So I got these horse archers in 2 separate groups.
Mhm.
Um, those are a light horse. Interesting. All right, so this is a slightly unusual setup, but I've got these orcs. I don't think you can see them on the stream because they're way on the edge of the board. But I have them 3 wide and 5 deep here. I'm way on the edge. So I'll just say my intent is to go up the edge of the board there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to fit. You agree with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm thinking something similar with my guys. Like, I mean, I guess I'll have to
Okay.
go at a slight angle at some
Okay.
point, but yeah.
Okay, great. And my orcs are wider, right? So I agree. You can probably go 5 wide, and I have to go 3 wide
I
with the
see.
orcs
Yes.
because the miniatures are actually wider, which is part of the balancing issue.
Is it?
Actually, the simulation takes that into account for how much frontage is making contact, which is part of the reason why orcs are cheaper than normal medium infantry.
Wow. And is that also from the sort of original D&D, or is it more of a figure?
Yeah, if you look at sword like Gygax's swords and spells, he totally has men on thinner bases like that than orcs.
Fascinating.
And like chaotic types don't have as good formation, so they're kind of more spread out as a result.
That's
Yeah.
something. So that's the reason. So it's not that they're physically bigger; they're more or less man-sized, but they have a looser formation.
Yep, they have those guys and my orcs have exactly the same stats,
Right.
except for size. And since these guys are chaotic, I'm -1 to morale.
Gotcha.
Plus, if it was sunny, they'd also be even more soft.
Right.
Great. So that's the setup, and that's how we're gonna play. It's your turn. So Dan, you are going to declare. You're going to declare out loud what your movement is,
Okay.
and you could say things like, "Just everybody goes up as forward as much as possible." Or you
Right.
could say, "These guys go 9 inches and these guys go 12."
Gotcha.
You're not declaring attacks right this second.
Okay. So
Josh, thanks for checking the audio.
I'd like to move the archers up here.
You can't measure in advance.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Sorry.
yep,
So towards there.
yep.
And then these up this side, these infantry,
Great.
and then the pikemen just straight forward as well, like their full movement.
Great.
And same with these.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now keep them so that your light horse can travel twice as far as your pikes. You're going to be happy with them way out in front.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe I'll just send one of the light horse full movement and one of the light horse half movement.
Great.
Yeah.
Crazy. Which one is which?
I'm gonna send this one on the edge full movement.
Okay, crazy. Yeah. Great. Okay. So now you can actually, having declared it, now you can. So that's a major part of the game, and not all games do this nowadays. But the bit about having to call it out without measuring,
right? Yeah,
is kind of testing your player skills. So now, having said that, now you can take out the ruler and actually move them.
All right, excellent.
We're old school hardcore like that.
All right. So from the front of the
Yeah.
from the so that's 9.
Yep.
There. So
Great. So, great. They just got on camera.
Oh, cool. All right. And then the archers have a 12.
So every step up that hill costs 2 inches.
Okay, so it's an extra 2 here and extra 2
Correct.
Here. So it would be, it looks like 9 to get up there. So it would be just beyond their movement to get up. So I'll just go to the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what usually happens, frankly.
Uh-huh.
The first turn archers get on the first tier is what happens.
I see. Okay.
So we've seen this a lot.
Yep. All right. Pikemen are 12.
So the rules for Pikemen's changed in the past. They haven't changed recently. So compared to what's published in the original book, Pikes get 2 attacks, whereas most types get 1. And if I hit them in the front, then they get a free interrupting attack at double damage, which is to say 4 times as much as normal. So I'm going to really try to remember not to do that. Huzzah.
Fuck. Got back up there. All right, so these guys will just fit, I think.
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna make a little space here.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
And these I'm gonna do 12.
Great.
Right up there.
Great. Happy with that?
Yeah,
cool. So now, normally this would now be the time where you declare attacks. You declare all your attacks, and then we'd roll them, and then I'd make morale checks. But you don't have any attacks. because your archers are behind that hill.
Yep.
So here's my first turn in season 3. So declaring movement. All right. Everybody. Okay, so ogres go forward as far as possible. I'd love the horse archers to get up here. Same thing as you.
Mm-hmm.
These orcs will go forward through these woods as much as possible. These orcs will go forward up the side as much as possible. And I want the horse archers, you can probably guess, they're gonna in this single file, they're gonna come up around here and through this little alley right here is where I want them.
Okay.
And I don't want them any further than the edge of the marsh.
Okay.
So that's it. Okay, so ogres can go 12, I think. No, they can only go 9. So that's here. Should I point out? Okay, there's the rules. I mentioned there's a rules change to ogres, right? And it's very small. It's that they get 50% more damage. So when I attack, I roll all my dice, and however much damage I did, I add another 50% rounded down.
Oh, I think I saw that
Yeah.
in something. Yeah.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, that's just, I mean, that's how ogres work in original D&D.
Yeah.
I tried to get away from that for simplicity, but they weren't balanced without it. So I brought that back, and that's how they're working.
Okay.
Okay, so my horse archers can go 24. Now, where you paid 2 to go up a ridge, I have to pay 4 for horses. So to get all the way up, I have to pay an extra 8. So I can go actually 16 real inches, which is here. So I actually can do it.
Oh,
So 16 plus 8 is 24. Can I get the back guys up? So it looks to me like I only have 3 guys up on top.
Okay, got it.
And sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
So these orcs can go 9. Orc medium foot can go 9. So probably, yeah, they don't even get to the woods yet. Same for these guys. Now, the interesting thing is these horse archers here. So clearly I can go up at least this far. That's 17 inches.
Okay.
And then to pivot 90 degrees with one guy, that costs 1. So this is 18.
Okay.
All right, and then I have 6 more inches, and that's just to the edge of the marsh where I wanted.
Great.
And everybody else follows along behind.
Yep.
All right, I can't shoot because I moved too far.
Right.
So if I move more than half, I cannot shoot. So I'm positioned pretty well for a shot, but I don't get to shoot on this round. And I'm also not making use of the horse archer move half, shoot half, and move half. I moved half. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
And I get no attacks for now. Hopefully next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's your turn.
Okay.
Your turn 2.
So I'm declaring movement now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd like to. Okay. I'd like to try to get as close to. That's going to be tricky. So, do I want to close if I'm not going to actually engage? What is my move? Medium foot is 9.
Yeah.
I don't think that's quite 9 inches, but I could be wrong. I guess I'll just go ahead and move my full movement with the medium foot, and then get on top of the hill with the archers, and full movement with pikes. Try to engage these ogres with my cavalry, and then bring up the rear and kind of replace them here.
Great.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure I can do this without measuring. Is that okay?
Totally great.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And it's like, yeah, 12 is right here. But I'm making a turn. Actually, no. You know what? I think what I'll do is, I can't change what I said, so I'll just do what I said. So, but how do I get over here to the side with these
What was the
guys?
measurement for it?
So this was 12 without any turn.
Then don't worry about it.
They've got enough. They've got enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's a so basic. We could measure it. We don't have to. I know you don't have.
yeah, okay. So the pikemen, 12. So they're gonna get into some terrain here at the end.
So the woods part costs times 2 normal. So 1 inch in here costs 2. So I feel like you can probably get.
Just back it up an inch.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that should put them just right on the precipice of these woods.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just pick up the whole thing. Okay.
Great.
And these guys, I think I can just move up here.
Yeah. So you moved a little bit, and the rule is if you move less than half, which is obviously what happened, you get a half dice shot.
Half dice shot. Great.
If you're perfectly immobile, then you get your full dice shot.
Right. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. So then that leaves this medium foot is 9. So I get him to here. Yeah.
Cool.
So do I do my archer attack now, or
Yes. Where would you like to shoot?
I would like to so 4 of them can maybe fire at these.
So you have 2 units of 5, right? And you have to pick for the whole unit.
I'm sorry.
So you're gonna pick 2 targets for the 2 units.
Can both units choose the same target?
Definitely.
Okay, so I just go after your horse archer.
Right, of course.
Okay.
This feels familiar. Measure the distance.
Yes.
And you would like to be less than. So your range is 15. Are you within 15?
It's 11.
Okay. So you're a little bit more than half, which means you're at -1 to hit. So let me see. You got 10 figures. If they were immobile, that would be 20 dice. You roll 10 dice, and you need, because my horse archer's armor is 4, but at long range you need 5s.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll 10 dice, and 5s are hits.
5s are hits. Got it.
My health is 2, so every 2 hits take down 1 figure. And I need to give you dice. Now that's 10 dice right there.
Okay, cool.
So if you just roll that, that's your attack, and you want 5s or higher.
Okay.
I didn't give Dan dice. Okay, that is 2 hits.
Okay, 2 hits.
So one of my guys goes down. I'm supposed to take it from the back is the rule.
Okay.
That guy's down. Now you also have these light horse here.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. And I think they moved. Did they move?
They moved half.
They moved half. Okay, so that means that you have this guy here can wrap to the side.
Oh, good.
And you get all 5 of these guys attacking.
Good.
So horse in the open, they get 2 dice per figure. So you're going to roll another 10 dice. And ogre armor is 5.
So same deal.
Same deal. Yeah. Okay, there's 3 6s, right? So of course ogres are 4 health.
Okay.
4 hit dice. So if you'd gotten 1 more hit, I'd take 1 away.
I got you.
But right now, none.
Okay.
Let's mark that with this. So there's your first Book of War attack round.
Hey, that was fun.
Good with that?
I like it. I think I'm gonna like what comes next.
Now I have to make morale checks. And usually this is where the game is won or lost, frankly. So this is the big money around. Well, I guess I have to make just a morale check here. So I do this division between how many I have left and how many I lost,
Right.
which is why I left it on the table. So 3 divided by 1 is 3.
Yeah.
I don't remember how to do this. And I add my health, which is 2.
Okay, that's 5.
And if I had lawful or chaotic alignment, I would modify it, but they're neutral. So I'm adding 5 to the dice, and I need a total of 9. So I'm going to roll these, and of course the dice need to come up a total of 4, which is pretty easy.
Gotcha.
4 plus 5 would give me the 9. I could fail it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Okay, there's 5. It's not a great roll, but enough.
You did it.
And of course, what happens now, if I do fail the roll, the unit just disappears.
Oh, yeah.
It just disintegrates, evaporates off the table immediately. So that is where the big, that's where the big changes happen. All right. I'm going to have this ogre in back come around so he can fight.
Okay.
I'm going to have these guys stay right here. These orcs, damn it. They're going right at those pikes that I didn't want. Okay, can I do something clever? Okay, so can I do something clever with my horse archers that are there? So these guys will clearly go forward.
Okay.
Is that what I want to do? I really want these guys to shoot these guys, which I can barely do because I can shoot left as much as I want, but I
Right.
can only shoot this way 45 degrees. So I just barely have these guys in range.
Yeah.
So I want that to happen, and I want these orcs to defend my flank against those pikes. So I'm going to have the orcs come in. I'm not going to make contact. If they can get here, I'd be happy with that.
Okay.
No further than that. And then those horse archers in the middle. That was the double squad. Which Jason? What? They're joking when you roll 3 6s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good start.
Yeah. Not bad.
We picked mostly red miniatures for you tonight, so I think that's appropriate. So do I want these guys to stay here and shoot, or do I want to do something more clever? I am going to have these guys move half. So these guys are going to come around here and move 12 inches to here-ish, as close as they can get.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this ogre comes around. So he's in the fight. They stay there. These guys can go. Okay, so that's 3 inches to here, and 5, 7, 8. Okay, so I can just barely get to there.
Okay.
Right. I think that is within 9. Great. Just barely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to get 3 dice because these guys are so unorganized. I only have 3 figures in contact. And then here, so this guy has to pivot, which is 1.
Yeah.
Wherever that is, and then I can actually go 11. So there's 1. I'm at 12, and this guy's follows suit.
Okay.
All right. So I fight. These guys will shoot these cavalry here. I fight, and then I shoot the near unit of archers.
Got it.
Let me do the shooting first, actually. So my range here. Am I supposed to? Whoops. Sorry. I'm supposed to. Now I don't remember. Am I supposed to measure from my front guy or my back guy when I'm shooting? Distance is measured from the furthest attacker to the nearest defender. Okay, so I got to measure from here to here. So that's 7 inches, which is less than half.
Okay.
So that's short.
No penalty. Okay.
Now, if I hadn't moved, and can I get the red dice over here? Thanks. So if I hadn't moved, I get 2 dice per figure, but since I moved, I just get 1. So I'm only rolling 3 dice.
Okay.
But your armor is 4 and it's short range, so I only need 4s.
Okay. Yep.
There's 2 hits.
Darn.
So you're gonna take away 2 or knock down 2 figures from that.
From the back, you say?
Yeah, now they're all the back, so it's basically one side or the other.
Okay.
Is your choice. Great. Okay, that's a good start. Now here, this unit cannot shoot because they're down 1 tier down, but these 3 figures are going to lay into these guys. So I'm going to roll 6 dice.
Okay, so these represent horse archers?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have enough.
Yeah.
Choose,
Mm-hmm.
So I get 6 dice on these guys, and since they're light horse, I need 4s.
Gotcha.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 dice. I need 4s. Ooh, that's a good roll. That is almost all
Whoa,
hits.
you obliterated me.
Yeah, that's 5 hits.
So that's 5 figures.
You got health 2, so you're gonna knock
Oh.
knock 2 guys down, and then you'll have 1 hit left over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just I'm not used to down here.
Great. So over there, I get I have 3 orcs in contact, so I get 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're encountering our standard miniature falling issue. So I get 3 dice, and I need 5s.
Okay.
And that's 2 hits there.
Gosh, you're really rolling strong here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's these fellows?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, take it from the back. So
Oh,
that's what we mean by the back.
Ah,
Yeah. We're assuming that guys at the front are obviously dying, but then
and then
people
they
push up.
replaced,
Right,
yeah.
exactly
Mhm.
what's happening.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And here, so here's my last attack, right? So ogres only have 1 die to hit, but they're high health, so they're +1.
Mhm.
So your armor's 4. I actually just need 3s, and then after I roll damage, I'll add half damage.
I got you.
So for that to make a difference, I need at least 2 hits.
Okay.
Right. So I want at least 3s. Yeah, those are all hits.
Whoa.
So that's actually going to be 4 hits, and 2 of these guys go down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
The game is much easier if you can just roll well.
Yeah. Seems to be the trick.
Yeah. Okay, so those are all of my attacks. Yeah, and Jason was correctly predicting some deadly rolls coming in from the whole hilltop horse archers. I have the high ground here.
These guys.
Yeah, exactly. Which was helpful.
Because you didn't get a penalty on this one, right? Because of the high ground, or
That actually doesn't make any difference. I think we're making a Star Wars joke, I think perhaps. But I was clearly less than half.
yeah, so it
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah. Now I will say, another thing I like about that is that if you come up the hill with your horses to attack me, your horses are at half attacks on bad terrain.
But isn't there a rule about units being in front of an archer that makes them do an arch shot or something?
Correct. So if there's archers here and there was somebody here I was shooting over,
Right.
normally I'd be at -1 to
But
hit.
because of the 45-degree angle.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here there's nobody in the middle.
Right.
So now you get to make morale checks. So I'll give you these,
All right.
and I'm happy to do the math. if
Okay.
you want me to
So
right now.
this unit, it's 2 to 3, or is it the other way? 3 to 2.
I'd say 3 divided by 2.
3 divided by
Come to
2.
Think about it.
Okay,
yeah.
1.5.
We'll just call it 1.
Okay, just
Yeah,
call it 1.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna add 1 to their hit die, which is 1.
Correct.
So that's 2,
I agree.
and then add it to this, and it needs to be over.
At least 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, that's not. So that whole unit is routed.
Correct.
And should I move it now?
Yep.
Just move it right off.
Yep,
Okay.
it's gone.
All right. Okay.
So that's the morale checks make the big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. Same over here. So that has what is it? 8 to 2. So
Mhm.
so that's 4.
Yep.
I'm adding 4, 5 because it's 1
Mhm.
to this roll. So that's fine.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
And at this point, you can take the fallen guys off.
Okay.
Yeah. We just leave them on there for that count.
For that
just
count.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There we have 1 again.
Yes.
Okay. Plus 2, right?
Yes.
So adding 3 to this roll, I'm fine.
Nice.
Okay, same deal, right?
Yep,
Adding
totally.
3 to the 8.
Missed it by 1.
So I'm routed.
Yeah.
That's a
Sorry about that.
It's not my night. Well, we'll see. Maybe the tide will turn. Okay.
I like the new ogres rule. I'm gonna go on record right at this very second as liking the ogres rule. Because I think that just made the difference, right? And you can take these 2 figures off too.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right. I get to move my horse archers again.
Okay.
So that's the special exotic rule. So at the end of the turn, I get, since I
You
moved
get a
half,
half
I get to
move.
move half again.
Got it.
And I'm going to move 12 inches behind those longbows.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I got there. So there is 5 inches, and that's 6, and 6 more inches. Yeah, he's going to do that.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Now, do we ever roll initiative again, or is that just
We don't. We just go back
Okay.
and forth.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to all right, what do I got to do? I want to do like okay, I forgot what my firing arc is here.
45 degrees.
So can I do an about face on these guys? Okay. So that's what I'm going to do there as a half move.
Exactly.
Okay. And then I'm just going to attack.
Yep.
I'm going to attack, move and attack here.
Right. Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer for me.
And I think I'd like to actually move up the hill and
Okay.
attack if I can.
You can. Now remember, you get half attacks. So in the open, these guys get 2 dice. Up on a hill, they only get 1 die each.
Regardless of movement, is there any movement penalty?
Not for melee.
Not for
melee movement.
Right. So, okay, you know what? Then I better focus on the ogres. I'm gonna go to the ogres and attack.
Okay.
Is that everyone?
I think so.
That's all I got left.
Now, if this was, let me just point out. So now we get to have a polite discussion. So if this was totally in the open, you would be able to take figures around the corner and get more guys in fight. Here you've got this marsh kind of blocking the way. So normally you would be able to take 3 figures around the side. Here, I don't know. I feel like I would give you 1.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Because it's a third movement, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. A third movement, okay. 1 figure. Yeah.
Great.
Shall I move him over?
Do that.
Okay, so we'll start with that.
Yeah, I would leave him there. Bring a guy around from the back.
Oh, from the back.
Yeah,
gotcha.
There you go.
There you go. Can I just turn the whole thing around here?
Exactly.
And I don't think I have to measure for these guys to get
totally agree. Yeah. So you've already got 3 hits in the bank on that, so it seems pretty likely I'm going to lose somebody.
Okay. And then I'm moving these guys just a tiny little bit.
Agreed.
All right.
Great.
So now, am I allowed to measure range?
You have to declare attack. For what it's worth, you have to declare attacks out loud first.
I am okay. So these men are attacking.
Great.
So all 5 of them are going to use their 1 attack on these 3.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they're going to attack. They're going to attack. They're going to attack.
There you go. Okay, it's a pretty easy choice. Okay.
Okay.
So again, you would like these guys to be less than 7.5.
So I'm going from the furthest to the closest, right?
Yep.
And it's exactly 7 as far as I can tell.
There you go.
All right.
Short range.
Great. So horse archers are 4 armor.
Yep.
And there's no mod here.
You're right.
So I'm going to do 5 dice, and I need 4s.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Something this side for a minute. Okay.
I thought this was a good move. Now I'm having second thoughts. So that's 3 hits. So I lose 1, and there's 1 hit left over.
Okay. Now, these guys. So is that suggesting I can do 6?
Agreed. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
And so 6 attacks on.
Their armor 5.
5.
Yep.
And there's no mod.
I agree.
Okay.
No way. Well, that's no hits. Oh dear.
Wow, tough orcs.
Hang in there.
Okay.
Hang in there, guys.
So let's try now 5 5 on the same, so I need 4s again?
You need 5s. They're armor 5.
They're armor 5, I'm sorry. They're armor 5, and I don't, do I get an extra attack? I think I get an extra attack, though, right?
Not in bad terrain like woods.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, in the open, yes. As soon as you get any terrain with a move penalty, then suddenly their formation breaks up and no.
Got it.
So you just get 5 dice.
Okay.
I actually overlooked that myself a couple minutes ago.
So I need 5 5s.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I think I rolled too many dice.
Yes. Okay.
I rolled too many dice. We should do that again. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Then that just.
I think you should have been able to get a guy around the side with that movement.
Okay.
We're gonna say you actually had 6 dice.
We're gonna justify.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, and then so that just leaves 2. So I get 2 attacks for each of those men. So that's 6. So this would be the right number of dice.
Correct.
Ogres are 5 to hit.
Yeah.
So I need 5s. Right?
Yes. And as soon as you score 1 hit, I lose a figure. Right.
Well, I got 2 hits, so
better not to. 1 left over.
Okay.
That's great. All righty. So here come morale checks from me. So these guys, 2 divided by 1 is 2, plus 4 for their health, minus 1 because they're chaotic. So I'm adding 5 and the dice need to come up 4.
Gotcha.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I didn't lose any over there. Here, I think I got 13.
Yes.
10, 13 divided by 2 is 6.
Okay.
Plus 1 for their health is 7. Minus 1 because they're chaotic is 6. So as long as I roll at least a 3, I'm okay.
Yep.
If it comes up snake eyes, I lose the whole unit.
Let's hope so.
No. Okay. This came up. I was like, oh no, that's not a very high roll. Okay, and now over there, this might be important. So 2 divided by 1 is 2, plus 2 for their health. That's it. So I need the dice to come up at least 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled that.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. So obviously you kind of wanted me to lose some unit someplace right there.
Yeah.
All right, I think these guys will actually just stand here and do get a full shot on these archers.
Yeah.
And then if I can break these guys, then I'll have full reign to go wherever I want, which I think is good.
Yeah.
We'll stay here, and I'll bring 3 guys around the side like I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 on each side because they're in the woods.
In the woods.
The way you were reasoning, which is good.
Yeah.
So these guys will fight. Those guys will fight. I have these guys kind of for free. I don't want to shoot into a melee because then I have to divide dice up on my own guys. I guess I'll take a half movement over in this direction. So I'll go 12 inches over here to get shots in at these guys.
Okay.
All right, so I think I'll bring 1 guy around on each side here.
Okay.
Through this bad terrain. I'll do the same thing here and call that a day.
Okay.
And then these guys here can go 12 inches. No, there's no penalty coming down.
Okay, good.
So basically just 12 inches. Let's say like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to replace these bad miniatures. Now, there's no doubt what they are.
So that's a half move for them?
Correct. Exactly.
But for one of them, it was more than a half move, right? Because he went up and then down?
Ah, sure. No, we only pay from the front. Right. So to get up here, I paid at one point in the past, the 2 to get up.
Yeah.
So once the front gets to a place, everybody else falls for free.
Nice.
I just remembered that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we fight and we fight and we fight and we shoot, and both of these units are shooting here. So I'm hoping am I within short range here? Yes.
Yes.
So as long as I'm within 9, I'm in short range. Now here, measuring from the back, that's clearly not 9 inches.
No.
But it's within 18.
Oh yeah.
So here I'm long range. I'm gonna do this first.
Okay.
So these archers, I get 4 dice because they're just standing still,
Right.
and I need 4s.
Yep.
So there's 2 down.
All right. Doesn't really matter which ones, right? So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
These are easier to deal with.
And these guys, since they moved half, I get 4 dice,
4 dice.
1 each. But it's a long range, so now I need 5s.
Yes.
So Jason is asking, thinking, thinking about the strategy if he was playing, did those hilltop archers for Mr. Cullinan need some more ground support? So they're worried about your archers having been left by
I
themselves.
was relying on that marsh.
Yeah.
Right? I needed a marsh all the way around the attack.
Yes.
I needed a moat.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of units, I mean, so the horse archers were perfect. There aren't many of them. They could go single file really fast.
Right.
So I couldn't have pulled this off with anything other than horse archers, I think.
No, but that's a good point. I will
Yeah.
remember that next time about the ground support.
Yeah. Like I gotta admit here, likewise, I really didn't super want these orcs to be in contact, but I needed to protect my flank on these guys, so that's why I pushed them forward.
Ah,
I accidentally overlooked the fact that pikes lose their double attacks in the woods, so this is actually working out better than I thought.
yeah, I forgot that too. Yeah.
So 4 dice here, I need 5s. And unfortunately, that's 3 5s, so the whole unit's wiped out.
So I can just move it off the
Yeah,
table,
yeah.
right? Yeah. There's no more out.
That's a TPK for that group of units. Okay, so so I own the back of the table now. So here I'm rolling 2 dice, and normally I need 4s, but I need 3s because of the strong ogres.
Right, they get this one.
So those are 2 hits, and I add half, now it's 3 hits.
And they already had a 1.
Yeah.
So that's 2 down,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So put these guys down.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just remove this.
Yeah.
Here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in contact. 5, 7, and I need 4s.
Okay.
Jeez, I am rolling. This is like the best I've ever rolled. So you lose 4 guys.
All right.
Basically that back rank. And over there I have 4 in contact.
Yes.
And I need 5s on those guys. There's 1 hit. Yeah. The fact that my ogres made morale check, that was really key over here
Yeah.
at that point. So, sorry about your archers.
So that's okay. So we now do morale for mine.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And just you tell me whatever unit you want to do next.
All right. So I'm gonna. There's 1. So that's 7 to 1.
Yeah.
So that's sorry, I'm divided, the fallen are in the denominator.
Correct.
Okay, so 7 plus 7.
Yeah.
Plus 1, that's plus 8.
So that's automatic.
Oh, because
Right,
if I roll a
yeah,
2,
yeah.
I'm above 9.
Yeah. So they're
Okay.
safe.
All right, so there's fine. This one, it's 6 to 4, which is 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 1 for their HD.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm okay.
It's barely
Just barely okay.
Yeah, just barely made it.
Okay. So I clean these off, and I'll clean that one off too, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so this one though, it's pretty bad. Do I add 1 or?
1 divided by 2 comes to 0.
Okay, because
And then
round
2 to the
down.
health, yes,
Okay,
exactly,
so adding 2 to this, I'm okay.
Yeah.
All right, so for what that's worth, okay.
So that's what you want from morale checks, but you want it earlier. It's important to have it at the start of the fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, actually, I'm in a little bit of a bind because everybody's in melee. So my horse archers, unless I want to rain death on my own guys, I'm kind of stuck. I mean, you know what? They can do melee actually.
So there's no continuity between these matches, these battles, right? Like I can't like
Correct.
try to keep some troops for next time, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's one and done. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
At some point we would like to have rules for like, a series of campaigns, and I keep thinking about how to do that, but we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So if any viewers have any ideas on how to have a continuing game like Dan kind of wants, feel free to tell us some ideas for that. Yeah.
My moral, I did not pass my morale check apparently.
Correct. So my horse archers do have swords, and I do the current rules say I do get 2 attacks in melee
Okay.
with the horses plus the swords. So I think now my horse archers are going to turn into melee mode, and the question is where. I guess these guys are gonna charge around here and try to get in the back of these guys as much as possible.
And that's going to be a +1 to hit.
Correct.
Yeah.
And being in woods is terrible, so I think I'm not going to do that. But I'll pull these guys around here and try to get this guy in the back. I'm not sure that's really necessary, but is that even necessary? I really can't shoot in here. I'm gonna pull up on this hill. I'm just gonna park these guys on this hill just in case someone pulls out of melee or something like that, and then I'll have a good shot there.
Okay.
So these guys can wrap one guy here. Let's say we can wrap one guy on each side here. Normally that would be 3, but in the woods we're saying 1. There's one guy around here. Let's see. Do you agree I can get these guys up on the hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Easily.
can go 24.
Yeah.
As long as it's
Easily.
15 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this works for me. And so these guys here. So that is 6, 7, 17, and then like 20 inches.
Okay.
So I can actually do that. I can't get this guy in contact because I moved too far.
Right.
If I moved half, then I could pull him around, but I just got one guy in contact.
Okay.
So we're just doing a bunch of melees here.
Yep.
Here, this guy here, I'm going to roll 1 die. No, I have 2 of them, don't I?
Yeah, you have 2.
I have 2. I need 3s.
Right, slide horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hit both, then I get an extra hit. So that's just 1 hit. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys in contact.
Okay.
And I need 4s.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna hurt. Yeah. There was only 3 hits. I think so. And over there, my orcs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in contact now. 5.
Yes.
Right, and they need 5. There's 1 hit.
All right. Oh, this guy in the back here.
Yeah. And then I have my horse archers pull out their swords and they charge in the back. There's only 1 figure,
but 2 hits.
It's gonna be 2 hits, and it's at +1 because it's the back.
Right.
So I just need 4s.
Right.
There's 1 hit.
Okay. All right, morale time. So 2 down.
This die here that was on these guys actually.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Right. So I have 2 down. So that's 2. It's 4 over 2. So 2, 3. Adding 3 to this roll. Oh, yeah. There's an extra guy there, but it doesn't change the calculator. No. Right. Adding 3 to that roll. No.
I agree. You missed it.
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah. So that's routed. So it doesn't. I mean, yeah. Just
You got the old hammer and anvil action there.
yeah.
Okay.
And this guy. Okay. That leaves these pikemen.
Right.
It's one, looks like.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's 1 plus 1, so 2.
Yeah.
No.
You missed out by 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's just one figure left on the board for
Right.
me.
Right.
So with absolutely fantastic luck, I can kill everyone.
So I mean, and if at any time we can call it and you can resign. Previously, we bitterly fight to the end, but I'm not going to force anybody into that. Do you want to have this guy attack for a round and see how?
Yeah, I just attack.
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
great.
we wouldn't start a new one or anything at this point,
I
right?
agree with that.
Yeah, okay. So
There is a suggestion in the comments currently to fight a separate battle in Valhalla using only our fallen troops. I'm going to personally decline because that would be really not in my favor.
yeah, payback, right?
But yeah, this is our last Rambo figure.
All right.
Is what's being pointed out.
So I get 2 hits.
You do.
Okay.
You do.
And they need 5s.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. I took out an ogre, right?
Well, they're 4 health.
Oh, they're 4 health.
Yeah, they're 4 health. So.
Okay. Almost.
Yeah, you need 1 more next time.
Okay.
So I'll make my attacks here, and I need 3s. That does it.
Okay, and he was already damaged.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, good game.
Yeah. Thank you for playing. So I got lucky, right? It usually is not that lopsided. The dice were making that lopsided tonight.
You were rolling well. I learned a couple things.
Okay.
One we already discussed, which is I need some ground support for these guys.
Yeah.
I will never forget again that pikes lose their special attack in the woods because I never would have gone in the woods.
Yes. I feel bad for not having that pointed out.
It's in rules. I remember it. I just had forgotten. Yeah. So
I heard that.
I won't forget that again.
Viewers, if there's anything else that came up tonight, feel free to tell us about it. So I think it sounds like, Dan, the main thing you would have done differently is not push the pikes into the woods. Anything else?
And I probably would have kept maybe that light horse, that second light horse back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, to protect the archers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, when you did it, I didn't mind this move. I liked this 2 waves of cavalry coming forward. It's interesting. It's interesting that the ogres managed to withstand both waves. I guess I wiped out a bunch with archery, didn't I? As they came in. So in the past, I will say ogres have been way undervalued. They've been very weak.
Yeah.
And so by giving them by honoring the 50% extra damage, I think they're at least worth it now.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting action.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the ogres were formidable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm happy with the horse archers. I'm happy. I mean, obviously they worked super well for me. They did really well with this little move through the woods and the marsh.
So the change on them was the hit dice? What was the change?
The health and the attacks. The health and the attacks. So we were playing last year with just 1 health and 1 attack in melee.
In melee.
Yeah,
but they always had 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, in melee.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So that both those came into play then.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They did. And obviously, they're a lot more expensive.
They're a lot more expensive.
Twice as expensive as
So
last year.
Paid off. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. It's fun. I just noticed in the chainmail rules that horse archers were more expensive than heavy cavalry. So that's how it works in D&D.
I like that.
Horses are 2 hit dice, and you get attacked from the horse plus the person on the back. So
yeah, no, I like that. I think that's cool.
Cool. Awesome. Do you think any units were unbalanced or too strong? And viewers, feel free to chat the same.
Well, I don't think necessarily because the prices were, corresponding with that. I mean, those got more expensive too, right?
I actually think they stayed the same, but they were, like I say, they weren't worth the money before.
Oh, they weren't worth the
Yeah.
money. No, I don't think anything was particularly unbalanced that I can think of.
I'll say one other thing, right? So I was taking a risk, as I said up front, with units that are vulnerable to weather. So
yeah, no, you were lucky there, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I narrowly I had to get that cloudy weather roll. So orcs are less expensive because they suck if it comes up sunny.
Right.
And the horse archers are arguably balance at their cost because they lose all of their shots now if it comes up raining.
Ah,
So I won that gamble right off the bat, which makes a big difference. And the other thing is, the orcs have -1 morale because they're chaotic, and that never really came into play because you weren't tagging them with enough hits to make a really morale checks.
right.
So if that had been more of a factor, then that would have made a big difference. It's very easy for these big batches of orcs to lose morale and just lose all of them and like lose 20 figures all at once. This happens sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So, viewers, if anything else comes to mind about the game tonight as we go forward and continue to play test, feel free to leave a comment. We'd love to see that, and we can roll that into future games. Maybe campaign play at some point. And our plan is we'll be back in 2 weeks, right?
That's right.
Awesome, fantastic.
See you then.
And hopefully we'll do it like the second and fourth week of the month this fall. So yeah, other stuff coming up. Paul and I will be back for the Wandering DMs talk show on Sunday afternoon, and I'm not entirely sure what we're talking about because Paul emailed me and just pointed out that the new 1D&D rules drop came out today. So we might possibly dig into that and see
Oh yeah.
what our complaints about that are. And then I'll be back Monday night for more Elder Times video games with me playing Pool of Radiance and seeing if I can go 3 weeks in a row with the TPK, which is what's happened recently. But we will be back in 2 weeks, so I'll look forward to that, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining. Yeah,
Hey,
awesome.
thanks. This is great.
Fantastic. We'll see you guys next time.